Dear student, myself, Hena Shah, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today, we are going to begin a new topic known as Fourier series. So, let us begin with its introduction. So, Fourier series is used in the analysis of periodic function. Next, many of the phenomena studied in engineering and sciences are periodic in nature, for example, current and voltage in an AC circuit. Next, Fourier series decomposes a periodic function into sum of sine and cosine functions. The computation and study of Fourier series is known as harmonic analysis. It has many applications in electrical engineering, vibration analysis, acoustic, optics, signal processing, image processing, etc. Now, let us see the formation of a square wave using Fourier series. So, Fourier series produces periodic signals that are made up of sinusoids like sines and cosines having different amplitude, frequencies and phases. Fourier series decomposes a signal into sines and cosines. Above images represents the signal formation of a square wave using sinusoids. Square waves are widely used in digital circuits as clock signals. Now let us study the definition of periodic function. A function f of x is called a periodic function if for all x there is some positive number p such that f of x plus p is equal to f of x for all x. Our p should be a positive number. The number p is called the period of f of x, and the smallest positive value of p, is called fundamental or primitive period. Now let us see the examples of a periodic function. Period of function sin x and cos x is 2n pi where n is greater than 0, because sin x plus 2n pi will give us sin x, and similarly cos x plus 2n pi will be equal to cos x. Now whenever we substitute n is equal to 1, then our period p will be equal to 2 pi, which is our smallest positive value of p. So 2 pi is the fundamental period of sin x and cos x. Similarly, let's see the period of tan x. Tan x plus n pi will give us tan x where n is greater than 0. So the period of tan x is n pi. Now if we put the value of n, that is equal to 1, then the fundamental period of tan x will be equal to pi. Now let's see the Dirichlet condition. A function f of x which is 2L periodic and defined in the interval c to c plus 2L can be expressed as a Fourier series only if it satisfies the following condition. First condition is f of x must be bounded and single valued. So what is a single valued function? A function f of x is called single valued if for each point in the domain it has a unique value in its range. The next condition is the function must have maxima and minima. And lastly, the function must be piecewise continuous in the interval c to c plus 2l. Now let's see the examples of function which satisfies or does not satisfy Dirichlet condition. A function f of x is equal to tan x cannot be expressed as a Fourier series because it is unbounded. Because tan pi by 2 we all know it is infinity. So our function tan x is unbounded. Therefore it cannot be expressed as a Fourier series. Next, f of x is equal to sine inverse x. This also cannot be expressed as a Fourier series because it is not single valued. Since sine inverse 0, that is equal to n pi, and here sine inverse 0 it will be equal to pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, etc. Therefore we can see that it is not a single valued function, hence it cannot be expressed as a Fourier series. So now let us see the examples of a function which can be expressed as a Fourier series. So the functions are sin x, cos x, polynomial functions which are expressed in a bounded interval can be expressed as a Fourier series because they all satisfy Dirichlet conditions. Now let us do some prerequisite of the formulas of integration. So firstly, let us begin with the Leibniz rule of integration by parts. So the rule is integration u v dx, that is equal to u v1 minus u dash v2 plus u double dash v3 minus and so on plus c. So basically what we are doing is we are doing derivatives of u and integration of v. Now most important condition to apply this rule is we can apply this rule only if the derivatives of u are finite. That is, for example, if we take our u as e raised to x, so the derivatives of e raised to x are infinitely many, so we cannot apply Leibniz rule. So only apply Leibniz rule only if the derivatives of u are finite. So firstly, to make the judgment of u, we have to use LIATE rule, where L is logarithm, I is inverse trigonometric functions, A is algebraic functions, T is trigonometric function, E is exponential function. So now let me give you a brief idea by stating one example of integration of x square sin x dx, and I will solve this using our Leibniz rule. So we all know our Leibniz rule is given by integration u v dx, that is equal to u v1 minus u dash v2 plus u double dash v3 and so on. Here using our LIATE rule, a comes first and t comes afterwards. So this is our u and sin x is our v. So we start putting the values of u first. So u is our x square. Now v1 means integration of sin x. So integration of sin x is minus cos x. Next minus. Now you have to do the derivative of u, that is our x square. So derivative of x square will be 2x, and now you have to integrate this minus cos x. So integration will be minus sin x. Next, now you have to do the derivative of 2x. So derivative of 2x will be equal to 2 and integration of minus sin x, that will be equal to minus cos x, and this minus, so it will be plus cos x. So finally your integration answer is minus x square cos x minus minus plus, so plus 2x sin x plus 2 cos x. So what we have done? We have just done the derivative of u and integration of v terms, and we have found out the integration of x square sin x dx using our Leibniz rule. Now let's see some more formulas. You all have studied the integration by parts formula, that is integration u v dx in your 12th standard. Similarly, integration of e raised to ax sin bx dx, you can have a glance at it. Integration of e raised to ax cos bx dx, that is given by this formula. Next, integration of sin nx, that is equal to minus cos nx upon n, and integration of cos nx dx is equal to sin nx upon n. So we have to use this many formulas of integration while solving the examples of Fourier series. Nextly, you have to remember the formulas of 2 sin x cos y, 2 cos x sin y, 2 cos x cos y, 2 sin x sin y. Shortly, 2 SC, 2 CS, 2 CC, 2 SS, you have to remember these formulas also, and you have to remember the values of sine 0 that is equal to 0, cos 0 that is equal to 1, sin pi that is equal to 0, cos pi is equal to minus 1, sin n pi that is equal to 0, cos n pi that is equal to minus 1. So these are the most important values that you have to remember while solving the examples. Now let us go to the formula of Fourier series of functions with period p is equal to 2 pi. So the Fourier series of a function in the interval c to c plus 2 pi is given by f of x is equal to a0 by 2 plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos nx plus bn sin nx, where our a0 is given by 1 upon pi integration c to c plus 2 pi f of x dx. Similarly, an is given by 1 upon pi integration c to c plus 2 pi f of x cos nx dx. bn is equal to 1 upon pi c to c plus 2 pi f of x sin nx dx. So whenever you are asked to find the Fourier series of periodic function with period 2 pi, what you have to do? Find the value of a0, an and bn by using these formulas and put that value in our Fourier series and you will get the answer, right? So now let's see one example of Fourier series when we have the value of c as 0. So whenever we put the value of c as 0, the Fourier series of a function f of x in the interval 0 to 2 pi is given by f of x is equal to a0 by 2 plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos nx plus bn sin nx, where a0 is, here we are putting the value of c as 0. So a0 will be 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi f of x dx. an will be equal to 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi f of x cos nx dx. Similarly, bn is equal to 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi f of x sin nx dx. We will frequently use these formulas only to solve our example. So now let's begin to solve one example to find the Fourier series of f of x is equal to x in our interval 0 to 2 pi. So the Fourier series is given by f of x is equal to a0 by 2 plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos nx plus bn sin nx. Now we will begin to find our value of a0. So where our a0 is given by 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi f of x dx. Now our f of x is equal to x. So finally our a0 will be equal to 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi x dx. Now we all know the integration of x, that is x square by 2. Now we will put the value of our limits, that is 2 pi and 0. So when you put the value as 2 pi, it will be equal to 2 pi whole square upon 2. So that is equal to 4 pi square upon 2. So finally it will be 2 pi square. If you put 0, it will be equal to 0. So finally our value of a0 that is equal to 2 pi. Now let us find the value of an. So an is equal to 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi x cos nx dx, because our f of x is equal to x. Now we all know our Leibniz rule, that is integration u v dx, that is u v1 minus u dash v2 plus and so on. So we will put the values of u and v. So an will be equal to 1 upon pi. Our u is x. So x and integration of cos nx, that is sin nx upon n, minus, now do the derivative of x, that is equal to 1, minus, this is the integration of sin nx upon n. So it will be minus cos nx upon n square. Now what we will do is, we will put the values of the limits, that is we will firstly put 2 pi and 0. So we will put the values of the limits. So putting 2 pi we will get 2 pi times sine 2n pi upon n minus 1 into minus cos 2n pi upon n square. Minus, now we will put our lower limit. So putting 0, we will get 0 times sine 0 upon n minus 1 into minus cos 0 upon n square. Now we all know the values of sine 2n pi, that is equal to 0. Similarly, value of sine 0, that is equal to 0. Cos 2n pi, value of cos 2n pi, that is equal to 1 because it is even pi. And lastly, value of cos 0, that is equal to 1. So what we will do is we will put the values of all these functions in our above equation. So putting the values, we will get 1 upon pi. Sine 2n pi is 0, so this is gone. Cos 2n pi is 1, so minus minus plus, we will get 1 upon n square minus, this is 0, again minus minus plus, and cos 0 is 1. So here it will, we will get 1 upon n square. So finally, our answer of an will be equal to 0. Now next, let us begin to find the value of Bn. So Bn is equal to integration 0 to 2 pi f of x sin nx dx. Now our f of x is equal to x. So Bn will be equal to 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi x sin x dx. Again we have to solve using our Leibniz rule, that is integration u v dx, that is equal to u v1 minus u dash v2 plus and so on. That is, we have to do the derivatives of u and integration of v terms. Now let us begin solving using Leibniz rule. So u will remain as it is, integration of sin nx, that is equal to minus cos nx upon n, minus derivative of x, that is equal to 1, and integration of this will be equal to minus sin nx upon n square. So now let us begin to put the values of all these functions. So putting the values, we will get 2 pi times cos 2n pi upon n minus 1 times minus sin 2 pi n pi upon n square and so on. So putting the values, we will get, here cos 2n pi is 1, so we will get 2 pi times minus 1 upon n, this will be 0. Similarly, again this will be 0 and this also will be 0. So finally our answer of Bn will be equal to minus 2 upon n. Now what we will do is, we will put the values of our a0, an and bn in our Fourier series. So putting the value of firstly a0. So a0 is 2 pi. So here it will be 2 pi upon 2 plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity. An is 0. So 0 times cos nx, and our bn is minus 2 by n sin nx. So our final answer of Fourier series is x is equal to pi plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity minus 2 by n sin nx. So finally we are done with the solution of Fourier series of the function f of x is equal to x. So today we have studied Dirichlet condition. So any given function should satisfy those conditions in order to find Fourier series. Nextly, we have studied how to find the Fourier series of a 2 pi periodic function. So our formula to find the Fourier series of a 2 pi periodic function is f of x is equal to a0 by 2 plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos nx plus bn sin nx. So in order to solve the sums, you have to find the value of a0, an and bn using its formulas, and then replace those values in our Fourier series, and you will get your desired answer. So hope you have understood the topic. Thank you for watching.